Urgent. Just in. You won't believe this. A Penrith Panthers star has just set a new record, helped the team survive one of the most dramatic moments of the season, and now his market value is rising, and rising fast. But before I tell you this bombshell news, my fellow Panthers fan, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the latest Panthers news. The Penrith Panthers have just secured a massive victory over the Parramatta Eels, winning 24-18 in a match that had absolutely everything you could expect from a true NIL drama. The Panthers were pushed right to the limit, were forced to spend 20 minutes with just 12 players on the field and had to wait until the 57th minute to finally get on the scoreboard. Even so, when the most important moment arrived, Penrith found a way to survive and secure 2 crucial competition points in the race for the regular season lead. But for Panthers fans, there is something even bigger happening behind this victory. Because while Penrith continues to win and maintain its position at the top of the competition, Tom Jenkins is rapidly becoming one of the most valuable pieces of the club's entire future. His new record is just the latest chapter in an incredible rise that could see his market value in the NIL increase significantly, especially after everything he has continued to demonstrate on the field. And that is exactly why so many Panthers fans are so pleased that Jenkins has renewed his contract with the club. Just imagine for a moment what the situation could have looked like for the Panthers if the club had not managed to secure the future of a player who continues to develop, break records and become more important with every passing week. The more Jenkins produces, the more attention he naturally attracts. The more he develops, the greater his value becomes. And the higher his value rises, the more difficult it could have become for Penrith to keep him in the future. The reality is that Jenkins could be entering an entirely new category within the NIL. We are not simply talking about a young player enjoying a good run of form. We are talking about an athlete who is building a reputation, setting records, and becoming increasingly important to one of the most competitive teams in the league. And if he continues developing at this rate, his market value could rise even further over the next few years. For Panthers fans, therefore, Jenkins' contract extension represents much more than simply keeping another player on the roster. It could represent protection for the future. Because Penrith knows that major changes could take place within the club over the next few years. Many important players who are part of the Panthers' current structure will eventually move on, whether because of contract situations, salary cap pressures, or simply because every era in professional sport eventually comes to an end. And when that transformation happens, players like Tom Jenkins will have an even greater responsibility. That is why this moment is so important. While some of the biggest names from the current generation may eventually move on to new challenges, Jenkins could become one of the leading figures of the Panthers' next era. The player who is building his name today could, over the coming years, take on an even more central role within the team and become one of the faces of the franchise. And that possibility makes his new record even more special. The victory over Parramatta showed exactly why Penrith needs to continue investing in players capable of helping build the club's future. The Panthers were pushed to the limit, were down to just 12 men for 20 minutes and had to withstand enormous pressure before finally managing to take control of the contest. Tom Jenkins and Isaiah Papali'i were both sent to the sin bin after being shown temporary yellow cards for professional fouls, creating an extremely dangerous situation for Penrith. Any team could have lost its composure at that moment. Any mistake could have allowed Parramatta to take complete control of the match. But the Panthers held firm. And when they finally found the space to respond, they managed to turn an incredibly difficult night into another important victory. And it is exactly in these types of matches that players like Jenkins can begin to show why they could be so important to the future. The new record does not simply add another achievement to the player's growing CV. It also increases his visibility across the competition. Other clubs are watching. Fans are watching. Experts are watching. And inevitably, the market is starting to pay even closer attention. The more Jenkins grows, the more valuable he becomes. And that is fantastic news for Penrith, particularly because the club managed to secure his future before his value could potentially reach even greater heights. Panthers fans have every reason to be happy. At a time when the club needs to think carefully about what its next generation will look like, having Jenkins under contract could ultimately become one of the most important decisions Penrith has made for the years ahead. The future of the squad will inevitably look different. Big names may leave, new players will have to step up and a new competitive identity will need to be built. And Jenkins could be right at the center of it all. The player could have the opportunity to grow alongside a new generation of Panthers, take on more and more responsibility and become one of the team's leading figures. And if he continues performing at the level he has shown so far, it would not be surprising to see him become one of the most highly valued players in the NIL. But before we start thinking too far into the future, there is still a season happening right now. And Penrith remains on top. The victory over Parramatta has put the Panthers 4 points clear of the New Zealand Warriors, who currently sit in second place and still have a clash against the Canterbury Bulldogs on Saturday. While their rivals try to close the gap, Penrith continues to collect important wins and show that they have no intention of giving up their position at the top of the competition easily. The current generation may go through major changes over the coming years, but Jenkins' contract extension provides a sense of continuity. When some of the big names who helped build the Panthers' dominant era eventually leave the club, others will have to step up and take on the responsibility. And perhaps Tom Jenkins is exactly one of those players. Perhaps this new record is only the beginning. Perhaps the rise in his market value is just the start of an even bigger journey. And perhaps, years from now, Panthers fans will look back at this moment and realize that securing Jenkins' future was one of the most important decisions the club made to protect the next era of the Panthers. For now, one thing is certain. Penrith have won again, they remain 4 points clear at the top of the competition, and Tom Jenkins has just added another chapter to his growing story. The Panthers survived the chaos. Jenkins made history. And now the future looks even more promising. But now I want to hear your honest opinion, Panthers fan. Do you believe Tom Jenkins could become one of the most valuable players in the entire NRL over the next few years? And are you happy that Penrith secured his future before his market value could rise even further? Yes or no? I want to know what the real Panthers fans truly think about this. Leave your answer down in the comments below, and make sure you stay tuned to the channel so you can follow all the latest news surrounding Tom Jenkins, the future of the Penrith Panthers, and everything happening throughout this incredible NRL season.